Alright, ladies and gents, guys and gals, pugs and kittens, nerds and babes, the day you've all been waiting for is finally here!
The Loud House is a brand new show on Nickelodeon that you guys have been wanting us to watch for months. And guess what? We finally did!
Yeah, we watched it, and now you guys gotta do us a favor in return. Go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons and share it with all your friends because we just hit 100,000 subscribers and we want to keep growing so that we can ruin your childhood every week with these videos.
In fact, we have a cool surprise for you to say thank you at the end of this video for 100,000 subs. So make sure to stick around and check it out because you might just win something cool.
Now, on to the video. Just because Loud House only has a couple of seasons so far doesn't mean it isn't full of tons of adult jokes. This show's about a little boy named Lincoln who lives in a house with 10 girls, so obviously things are bound to get a little dirty. I'm Whitney Van Lanningham.
And I'm Chris Carr.
And these are the dirtiest dirty jokes in the Loud House. Number 11. Simulating getting mushroom stamped by a bunch of girls wiggling their meat against your face probably isn't the best way to start off a children's show, but whatever. In this episode, Lincoln is super bummed out that he has to sit at the kiddie table with all of his immature younger sisters while his older sisters get to sit at the adult table. He asks his friend Clyde, who's an only child, to help him because Clyde has basically only ever sat at the adult table his entire life. When Clyde is teaching Lincoln table manners, he accidentally lets it slip that he has a crush on Lincoln's sister, Lori.
Wrong! You just ate Lori's bread. Don't worry, beautiful. I'll share my buns with you.
Alright guys, let's all calm down. It's 2017. Everybody's eating ass these days.
Number 10. In the episode Back in Black, Lincoln asks Rusty if he brought along Uranus for a solar system project.
Did you bring Uranus?
Never leave home without it.
That's fair. Hard to go from place to place sans ass. You'd get pretty behind. You'd make an ass of yourself. You'd butt or believe that.
That's enough, babe. I'm sorry. Number 9. Remember when the best part of school was getting to take home the class pet for the weekend? In this episode, Lincoln is chosen by his teacher to take home Frank, the class tarantula. While explaining to him the great responsibility that is taking care of an arachnid, Mrs. Johnson says this.
Frank needs to be fed twice a day, and under no circumstances should he be let out of his cage. Unlike me this weekend.
Gross.
Number 8. This one happens as the kids are looking at Lana's new frog sanctuary.
We call it the Froggy Fortress. Oh my gosh, what are those two frogs doing?
Class dismissed!
Not much to explain here. Those frogs are fucking. On a kids show.
Number 7. Anyone who grew up with siblings can relate to the premise of this episode. Lincoln thankfully has his own room so that he can get away from all the chaos that goes on in the other rooms of the house. But unfortunately, the perks of having his own space are rudely snatched away from him when his sister Lynn decides to crash with him for a few nights to get away from their goth sister Lucy. Okay, first of all, Lucy's fucking awesome, and I bet she has really great taste in Ouija boards and emo music. Second of all, Lynn must be a little too used to living with a bunch of girls because she says this to Lincoln.
You know, I'm noticing a complete lack of balls in this room.
I'm pretty sure Lincoln is the only human being in your house that has balls besides your dad, dude.
Number 6. Nothing like trying to catch a cheater with their pants down. No, really, they see Bobby taking off his pants in this one.
Why don't you slip out of those clothes and we'll get started?
I'm not allowed to watch R-rated movies!
Clyde covers his eyes in horror, claiming that his parents don't let him watch R-rated movies. Well, good for you, Clyde. Whereas Lincoln, I guess, spends enough time on 4chan to think a guy on camera is totally gonna bang a dog.
Oh, yes, I love you too. Oh, such a pretty girl.
Disgusting! Now he's crossing species!
Number 5. When Lincoln overhears his mom telling his dad that they need to get rid of them, he assumes that his parents are talking about him and his siblings. It turns out that Lincoln's parents were just talking about the dad's tie collection, but the kids don't know that. At first, they try really hard to be perfectly well behaved so that their mom and dad won't throw them out, but then their mom says that they can only keep one favorite. All of the siblings freak out hard and assume that one of them is going to be discarded. Lincoln overhears his dad's final choice through the vents, and frankly, it's kind of horrifying news.
Okay, we'll get rid of, the one with the white hair. You know, I'm not even sure if it's mine.
Yeah, Lincoln. You know who else has light hair and isn't actually their father's son? All of the Lannister children. If Cersei managed to produce 3 kids with white blonde hair without Robert Baratheon noticing, it's probably pretty easy for Lincoln's mom to sneak the mailman's kid into the rest of the litter.
Number 4. At the end of Sweet and Sour, we learn the Louds were actually kicked out of their hotel because the adults decided to go skinny dipping and got caught on camera. And it doesn't sound like they just played nude Marco Polo. They also did a little hide the pickle.
Marco!
Hello! Number 3. All 10 of Lincoln's sisters are super impressive, so he gets a little jealous when he's the only one who hasn't made the trophy case. While panning over the displays, we see this in Lynn's soccer trophy section. Whatever, she totally does kick ass.
Number 2. In Lock and Loud, Linda accidentally reveals she's hidden cameras in the bathroom for over a year.
Why is the bathroom the safe room?
Because of the cameras I installed last year.
You installed cameras?
No.
Unless you're a pervert or... Nope, just a pervert. You don't need a toilet cam. And why does she need a stool sample from her sisters?
Siblings, I'm enhancing my security system. I need a retina scan. I also need a stool sample.
For your security system?
Sure. That's it.
Even R. Kelly would be like, girl, you nasty. But hey, to each their own super gross fetish.
Number 1. Alright, we've all seen fan service anime here, right? So we all know what nosebleeds mean? No? Well, guess what? They mean boners! When Clyde sees Lincoln's sister Lori, he kinda starts losing his shit.
Hi, Lucy. Is Lincoln around?
Lynn, am I glad to see you.
Lori?
Clyde, how would you like...
Lori? For me? Lori?
That's at least 3 boners, which is exactly 3 boners too many for a kids show. Alright guys, Chris and I know how excited you've been about a Loud House Dirty Jokes video, and this is our way of saying thank you so much to all 100,000 of you who subscribed to Obsev.
Because of fans like you, Whitney and I get to do things like buy comic books and snacks, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate it. We also get to share with you guys our favorite superheroes, cartoons, anime, video games, movies, TV shows, and everything else we're obsessed with at Obsev, so that's super cool.
We want to give a little something back to you for being such sweet babes, so here's what we're gonna do. There's this super dope clothing line called Love Tribe Apparel that just came out with a whole line of 90s Nicktoons shirts, and they're letting us give away some of their awesome clothes.
So here's what you're gonna do. Subscribe to Obsev Entertainment, like this video, and leave a comment.
We want you to tell us what your favorite Nickelodeon show was growing up. Mine was Invader Zim.
And mine was Hey Arnold.
Tight! Once we select a winner, we'll announce it in a pinned comment, so keep your peepers peeled for that fun little announcement next week. We'll DM you for your info and all that good stuff, and next thing you know, you'll be the proud owner of one of these bad boys.
Thank you so much again, you guys, for 100,000 subscribers. See you later, Space Cowboy.